How you doing? I'm Sean McVeigh with Sean's Outdoor Adventures, and in this episode I want to talk to you about how to avoid deflecting your arrow when you shoot at an animal. I've been hunting for about 30 years now, and this year I had my first deflection ever. I hunt predominantly all public land, so you can't trim shooting lanes. In this situation, I got up in a tree that I had never sat in before. I had some deer moving my way, and I actually wanted to pass on these deer because I was hoping that a nice buck would come by. However, when they got downwind of me, I guess they got a little bit of my scent, and they came to investigate the tree I was in. And when they got under me, I figured, okay, these deer are going to spook, so I might as well just take one of them. I went to draw my bow back, and one of them saw me and ran. And the other one didn't know what was going on, so I was waiting for this deer to give me a clear shot. And where I was in the tree, there was a branch coming off the tree next to me that was blocking my shot at this deer. And so I was waiting for the deer to walk past that branch, which it had, and looking at the deer through my sight pins, my sight pins were well above the branch. So when I took a shot, the arrow deflected off of that branch, and this is the point I want to make to you in this video. And this is something I never really thought about before. When you're shooting your bow, your sight pins are above where the arrow rest is. And so if your target's over here, it actually creates a triangular shape. Where your line of sight is hits the target here, and this arrow, the trajectory will hit at that point. But there's this gap here, several inches. In fact, let me grab my bow so I can show you this. So here's a bow, the arrow's here, the peep sight's here, the sight pins are here. There's a couple inch difference here when you look at all this. In that situation, the branch was only a few feet away from me. The farther the branch is away from you, the less of an impact it's going to have in this kind of a situation. However, because it was so close, my arrow didn't have enough time to recover, to be above my line of sight. And so if you have a branch in a tree near you, especially less than 10 feet away, be very cautious if the branch is below the animal you're trying to shoot at, because you might have an issue of deflection like I did, because your arrow is several inches below your line of sight. So that's the little input I wanted to share with you in this video. Keep that in mind when you're up in your tree stand, and look at your shooting lanes, especially if you're on public land, and be very careful if there's a branch below the animal that in your line of sight, especially if that branch is close. So stay tuned. In the next episode, I harvested my first deer of the year doing a map reading challenge, and I'm excited to share that with you. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, take care and God bless.